Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video on my channel. For tonight I do have a special mission. So usually I'm capturing deep sky objects with the Askar SQA55 telescope, but tonight I'm planning to go for a totally different astrophotography object. So I'm not planning to go for a nebula or a galaxy tonight. In this video we'll be capturing the moon with this telescope. I do know that this is not the best telescope that you can use for photographing the moon, but a lot of people wrote that down below in the comments. Can you please capture the moon with the Askar SQA55 telescope? And for sure we'll be doing that in this video. So join me for a new night of astrophotography from my backyard. Before introducing the plans and the equipment, I'd like to mention that this video is not sponsored. I'm not being paid for it, and all products shown in this video were purchased by myself. So right at the beginning I'd like to introduce the entire setup that we'll be using for tonight's astrophotography session. So I am already quite ready for tonight's astrophotography session. So I filmed another YouTube video before that one. So I've already set up this astrophotography setup. So it's already ready, but now I'm planning to introduce this setup once again to you so that you do know which components I'm planning to use for tonight's astrophotography session. So as always, I'd like to start with the mount. So I'm planning to use the HEQ5 Pro Go-To mount tonight, so the Skywatcher mount, which is an amazing mount that I've been using multiple times so far. So on the top I'm planning to use the SQA55 telescope for sure, as I have already mentioned. So on the top I've attached a guiding system. It's not that important for photographing the moon later on, so I will turn off the guiding camera later on. So I'm just planning to really capture with my main camera. So right at the side I've attached the Askar Pro, which is my Astro computer that helps me to really capture these images later on. So that's everything I've planned to mention so far about the Astro computer. Right to the back I've attached my main camera. So it's the CWO ASI 533 MC Pro, which is a cooler dedicated astrophotography camera that's, to be honest, a bit more suitable for deep sky imaging. Unfortunately, I do not have a Barlow lens right now, so I'm planning to use the focal length of this telescope, which is for sure not a lot, but I'm trying to really push this telescope to its limits. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. So I'm capturing at a focal length of 264 millimeters, which is definitely not a lot, especially for moon photography. So that's basically the entire setup that I'm planning to use. Just to make it complete, the camera that is attached to the guiding system is the CWO ASI 120mm mini mono guiding camera. So this is basically the system that I'm planning to use later on. So for those of you who are not familiar with planetary imaging or moon photography, when planning to capture deep sky objects, for example, we are capturing single images, let's say with an exposure time of 5 minutes, and then we're stacking multiple shorter exposure times. In moon photography or planetary imaging, that's totally different. So when planning to capture planets or the moon, we are capturing videos instead. So this is basically what we'll be doing in this video. So later on I'm planning to capture multiple longer videos, and then I'm planning to stack them, which means we're using the frames of the video where the seeing was the best in order to achieve the sharpest images later on, which helps us to really reveal the best details in the object later on. So now we have to wait until it's dark enough. Then I'm planning to do the pole alignment process, and then we can directly start photographing the moon. So to be honest, the moon will be quite low to the horizon later on, so I'll have to do everything as fast as possible, because otherwise the moon will be too low to the horizon, and then it will become very challenging capturing this object. So that's everything I've planned to mention so far, so see you later when capturing the moon with this telescope. Hello everyone and welcome back. As you can see, it is already getting dark, and now I'm planning to go for the very first object of this night. So as I've mentioned, first of all I'd like to go for the moon. Therefore I have to attach my camera first. Well, let's go, here we go. And now my camera is turned on, and now we'll have to align the camera to the moon. I guess the camera is already in focus because I focused it a couple of minutes ago. Now let's look for the object and search for moon. Here we go. Here's the moon. Just then here, click here, and now we'll have to before that I have to turn on the mount. Mount is turned on. Now we can click on the object we're looking for. Here we go. And we are searching for the moon. Here we go. And now go to. So now the telescope is moving. Now the mount is moving the telescope to the moon, and then we can hopefully capture the very first videos of the night. The direction already looks quite good, so hopefully we can center the object on the first attempt. That looks quite good, definitely. Now let's wait for a short time. So now the astrophotometer is checking whether the moon is really centered in the image and looks quite good. Here we go. And now we can switch to the video mode, and then hopefully we can see the moon in the center of our image. That night I was able to capture the moon with the Askar SQA55 telescope. So in the beginning I had a few problems with focusing the telescope because it was so windy, and when planning to focus the telescope everything was moving a lot, and therefore it was very challenging to really find the point where the telescope was in focus. But in the end I have achieved a perfect focus, so as you can see right now I was able to capture the moon with the Askar SQA55 telescope. So right now you can see the video I've captured, and as you know, in planetary imaging or in moon photography we are planning to stack these images in order to only use the frames of the video where the seeing was the best. So as you can see, the seeing was not that bad in the video, but still I wanted to really only use the frames of the video where the seeing was the best, and therefore I've stacked all of the videos I've captured, because I've captured multiple videos. So right now you can see only one of the videos I've captured, and after stacking and combining I was able to create this image. So as you can see, we do have more sharpness, more details are visible, so definitely a very successful night of astrophotography. As you can see, the image is quite good, but you can as well see that the telescope is not the best for these projects. So for sure it would be better to use a telescope with a higher focal length of 1000 millimeters, for example. But still I wanted to give this telescope a test when photographing the moon, and as you can see it was definitely successful, and I'm very happy with the image. So if you have any further questions about the equipment I've used or about the image, feel free to ask me down below in the comment, and I will definitely answer your questions. If you would like to further support me, you can now become a member of my channel. Becoming a member of my channel would really support me, and it also has some advantages for you. If this video was interesting and helpful to you, I would really appreciate a like and a subscription. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, clear skies, Felix.